Today, we're making one of the most flavorful, legendary cuts of meat, smoked pork butt. Howdy y'all, I'm Jason with Old 36. As always, the full recipe is in the description box. Let's go. The pork butt is cut from the upper portion of the hog's shoulder, rich with intramuscular fat and topped with a thick fat cap. This natural marbling makes it ideal for low and slow cooking, allowing the fat to slowly render, baste the meat from within, and break down tough connective tissue. The result? Deep, smoky flavor, unmatched juiciness, and tender meat that pulls apart with ease. It's the ideal cut of meat whether you're new to smoking meat or a seasoned pitmaster. Now the pork butt is protected by a top fat cap. This is going to protect the meat. It's also going to help as it renders down. That juice is just going to start falling and basting the meat itself. But one of the challenges is that it's hard to get through this fat cap. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my knife and make some gentle scores. I don't want to cut too deep. I don't want to cut into the meat, just far enough that we can penetrate through the fat and allow our rub to sink into the meat. This doesn't have to be perfect. I've had some cuts of meat where it just was all over the place and ununiform, and it tasted just fine. So I'm just doing a simple checker pattern, just enough to get through that fat cap. I do see here on this end, it's got a bit of a ridge on it. I'm gonna go ahead and trim that off. That's not gonna taste good if you bite down on it. Don't want to take off too much. When this fat renders down, that is liquid gold. All right, I'm going to start with a layer of just salt, pepper, garlic. There's a recipe for this in the description box. It's real simple. 4 parts salt and pepper, coarse salt and pepper, to 3 parts granulated garlic. So I'm going to hit it. And you can be generous. You're going to lose a lot of this seasoning as it cooks. A lot of it's just naturally going to fall off. Next up, I'm going in with some of my smoked seasoning. You can purchase this off the website, old36bbq.com. If you don't have any of this, well, you should get some. You can use a little bit of brown sugar and some Lowry's, your favorite seasoned salt. Just going a light coat with this all the way around. You don't have to pack it in. I'm just patting it down just a tad. And that's it. No injection, no additional seasonings. I like to let this rub sit on the pork butt for about an hour before I put it on the smoker. The salt is going to draw out some of that moisture, and as it sinks back in, it's going to take some of the seasoning with it and really get that flavor into the meat. I'm smoking this pork butt today on my offset, the global warmer. I'll be rolling low and slow, cooking between 225 and 270. All right, 4 hours into this cook and we're hitting 250. Let's take a look at our pork butts. Yeah, they're starting to come along. Getting that nice dark color on there. That bark is starting to form. We're going to let this keep doing its thing. 6 hours in, we're rolling at 225. These pork butts are looking just about perfect. That color is rich and dark. Getting a really good bark now. Let these go about another hour, maybe hour and a half, and then it's going to be time to wrap them. 8.5 hours in, The bark is set, the fat cap is melting, and the pork butt is sitting at 150 degrees. Everything looks perfect until we hit the dreaded stall. This is where the real battle begins. The meat's temperature stops climbing, gets stuck as moisture evaporates from the surface, cooling it down just as fast as the heat is trying to rise. This process can last for hours, and while the pork is technically cooked, it's nowhere near tender enough to pull apart. Now, time alone can push through the stall, but we're going to speed up the process with some homemade weaponry, the Texas Crutch. Wrapping the pork tightly in foil traps steam, preventing evaporative cooling and forcing the meat to break down faster. This keeps the bark intact while transforming tough muscle into juicy, pull-apart perfection. So here I'm folding the foil over, locking in every drop of this rendered fat and juice, and setting the wrapped pork in a pan to catch that liquid gold for later. Put this back on the pit at 250 for the next 4 hours and let these pork butts sleep warm on the pit till the morning. Now we wait. It's 7 o'clock the next morning. Our pork butt has slept on the pit overnight. It's still wrapped in foil. It's still warm to the touch, but it's fully cooked. We're going to leave it out and let it cool down for about another 2 hours before we taste. All right, I'm going to gently move our pork butt into a clean pan so I can capture all these juices. I got to tell you, this is smelling absolutely wonderful. There we go. We removed the blade bone. Now let's get to shredding. This should shred effortlessly, should just pull apart. Just like that. Tell we got a nice smoke on this. Look at that beautiful color. That's the smoke ring you're looking for. This should shred apart in just a matter of minutes. Just fall apart tender. Exactly what we were aiming for. The juice from the pork butt in the pan that we reserved is packed with flavor. We don't want to lose any of this. So I'm just going to take the top layer of fat off with a spoon and save this. This is kind of like tallow. You can add this into beans, soups, greens. You can even refrigerate it and use it on future cooks. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just get as much as you can. This will build up and add a mushy texture when you're eating your pork. This, my friends, is liquid gold. Let's finish off our pulled pork by adding in some of that juice. This is going to bring that flavor, the natural juice from the pork butt, the seasonings, and the smoke. Oh, this is going to take it to the next level. Just pour it in and just gently sift the meat around. The juice will find its way back into the meat. You want to make sure it's balanced. Finally, we get to taste our meat. Let's see how it turned out. Straight away, the smokiness takes charge and leads the flavor. With each bite, it's perfectly balanced. Nothing stands out. And then at the end, you get that buttery kickback aftertaste from the juice. Perfectly balanced. And this is what low and slow cooking is all about. It's about the process, not the particulars. Now you can add in different flavors, different spices to your own taste, but the process, how we get there, that's 99% of it. And this brings us to the end of our journey together. Thank you for staying to the end. It's a lengthy process, but one that's well worth it. If you found this video helpful, please hit like and subscribe. Try it out and leave your comments in the comment box. Let me know what you thought of it. How did it turn out for you? Leave something for the next guy, someone that's just learning. As always, keep it bold, keep it spicy, and until next time, adios.